It's Harrisburg's Country Bob 94.9. Nancy and Newman. We're in the studio with an old buddy of ours, Jeremiah James. What's up, Jeremiah? Good to see you, man.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks so much for having me in the studio. Nancy Newman, it's great to see you again.
Nice to meet you.
So, Jeremiah, for those of you who may not know, maybe you haven't been hanging around the Winter Circle Saloon where, I don't know, I've spent, I think, the last decade of my life, or more than that. You've been a pretty fixture at the Winter Circle Saloon for quite a while.
Yeah, there were years, probably 4 or 5 years I was playing the circle pretty often, yeah.
And that's where you and I think, first met.
Yeah,
probably.
It was.
I remember coming in, and every time I would see the big Yingling banner up on the stage, I knew Jeremiah was going to be in town.
Nice.
And you had told me way back in the beginning that, you know, you were working on some projects and going back and forth, recording things in Nashville, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But I want to circle back a little bit to Jeremiah's roots and where you're originally from. You are a Pennsylvania boy, right?
That's right. I was born and raised in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, and after I got out of school, I traveled around quite a bit, and I've been playing music and writing for the last 15 years of my life. So. It's all come full circle now, and I did tell you I was involved in a bunch of different projects down in Nashville, and demoed a lot. I did some demos for some folks down there, and now it's come down to my time and releasing this album, and I'm really excited about this album. It's a great album. I feel really confident about it.
Now, when you say demo and stuff, someone who's listening might not understand what that means. That means you go down and you sing other people's songs for other artists? Is that what you're talking about?
That's correct. I mean, Nashville's Music City, USA. So there's work down there if you're a musician, you're playing guitar in people's songs. If you're
that's not true. If you're a musician, you're waiting tables.
You could. Well, that's true. That's true. A lot of people have full-time jobs, but when I went down, over the years, I recorded my own songs, and I also sang on other people's songs that wanted their songs demoed to submit to a publishing company or to a label. So
it's a great way to make a living. Now you're doing something that you love.
It is. It's a rat race down there, but it's a beautiful mess. So
we were talking just the other day about some of the different country stars who, let's see, Brian from Florida Georgia Line and Jason Aldean, David Nail, Frankie Ballard. They all have a sports background. They all were baseball was their game. Now you're a big guy, and I don't mean heavy. I mean, you're just a big, solid mountain of a man.
Yeah.
Do you have a sports background?
I do. Growing up, I wrestled and scholastically, and I played football. And when I went to college, I played football.
Okay. Sam Hunt, another football player, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
What position were you playing?
I was about 20 pounds less than I am now, and I was still pretty fit. I played quarterback. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah, I was a quarterback. Run and shoot offense. We love to throw the ball,
Chase Rice, too. He was another football player turned country singer.
Yeah.
Did you have dreams or aspirations about professional sports when you were growing up?
Yeah, sure I did. I grew up in a football household. I had 3 younger brothers, and we're all rough housing, and of course I was the oldest, so I got to play quarterback all the time because it was my call.
That's right.
But we always dreamt about playing professional football, and when at some point in time you got to start having other dreams and so forth, and there's only a select few, and music was always in my background. My dad played 5-string banjo. My grandmother was a pretty well-known keyboard and piano player in Lehigh Valley, so kind of grew up around music, and from an early age I can remember it being part of my family. So it was really cool when I started writing my own music, and I was always performing my music, and that's where we first met.
Sure.
I was always doing original music in my show, but it wasn't until maybe about 2 or 3 years ago that I said, okay, enough of the cover show. I'm going to really get in the game, and that's when we started putting this project together, and it's really it's an incredible experience, and we're really excited about it. We got some great things going on in Nashville, and the tour is going exceptionally well. We were just 2 weeks ago. We were up in Foxborough, Massachusetts. It was a sold out crowd, and brought the house down, and it's really cool when you write a song to have people after the performance come up and tell you how it relates to their life.
Mm-hmm.
And, I never really thought that would, be something that I'd hear as early as I'm hearing it in this process, but it's just a really soulful thing. And it's really cool, to have people say, hey, that song, meant this to me, or it reminds me of, my son or my father or whatever. It's really cool experience. So.
Well, we talked a lot about your music. Jeremiah James, our guest in the studio. We've got your is this the full completed album now, or
this is the full album right now? It's the project as far as the whole release on the album is on hold,
okay,
as per a request on one of the labels that we're having meetings with. But we had a soft release on the American Dream song, which is the first single from this album that we have in the studio here today. This album is entitled Augustus, and it's named after my son. So,
no kidding. Wow.
Yeah. So, but the song American Dream was a soft release, and we have a video on the web for that. The second release is going to be Pickup Truck. So, whichever you want to play.
Well, let's do American Dream first.
Okay, cool.
We'll do that one. This is Jeremiah James on Bob 94.9.
Bang, bang, giddy up, hee-haw, yippee-ki-yay. Bang, bang, back it up, hee-haw, yippee-ki-yay. Bang, bang, giddy up, hee-haw, yippee-ki-yay. Bang, bang, back it up, hee-haw.